going to have 2 good practices today and tomorrow. The next day we'll have a walkthrough, we'll travel, and then we'll have another good practice for Denver. So we'll be in uppers today. Tomorrow we'll be in full pads.
Matt, where's Marshawn Lloyd at? Just for the week, maybe?
Yeah, he will not be practicing.
Or today?
He will not be practicing.
Do you have any qualms about, so both of your joint practices, if I remember right, are 2 days before the game, is that right? That's a lot of hitting in those. Any qualms about, I don't know if you, like on Fridays, you usually don't go on pads, do you?
No, we're still in training camp, so preseason training camp, play a lot of different guys. I think that's pretty standard. I think around the league, when you look at it, most teams will have a joint practice 2 days before the game, walk through, and then play the game the following day.
So is everything in now as far as installs?
Yeah, but you're always adjusting and evolving. I think that's just what we do, this time of year, and then it continues all season long.
Say like practice like today and then the one you have next week as well. So is it a matter of polishing and fine tuning, or?
It's always that. It's tweaking, polishing, fine tuning. You got your core concepts, but you're constantly evolving, trying to pair up different plays so that they look like the same play, and then you throw something different at somebody. And conversely, same on the defense side of the ball, trying to present same looks and then do something different.
How much time goes into talking to Sean ahead of time about maybe what you guys may or may not want to do with that practice? Has that been done already?
Yeah, we've already talked. We talked again yesterday, and we feel like we're in a pretty good spot, and we're on the same page and ready to roll. But we talked a few times. And I think anymore, you do it so frequently, a lot of these practices are mapped out. They're pretty similar.
So do you have any idea if they're going to fill the kitchen sink at you, so to speak, with their full playbook, or go vanilla? Do you have any feeling?
That's their business. I'm not too worried about it. We did play each other last year, so we have a pretty good idea. And whether or not, I'm sure they evolved, on both sides of the ball. Especially you got a new quarterback, and there's new people on defense. So it's a constant evolution.
Matt, there was a toss play in the game, I think it was to Emmanuel Wilson, where Jacob Monk was at center and looked like he got pretty quick out of his stance into the gap next and sealed his guy before almost he got out of his stance. What does that movement ability potentially give you at center with him?
I think that's big time. When you have a guy, especially at the center position, that can reach, we expect them to be able to reach shades, but when they can reach 2 eyes or overtake even in a combination block, if they can overtake a 3 technique, that's pretty big time. So, but yeah, you're always looking for that good initial quickness. We teach those guys to throw their hat and run, and when they're capable of doing that, that gives you a big advantage offensively.
Yesterday that he was ready to rip some blips off, apparently. I think
rip some what?
Blips off, I think was the quote.
Is that what he said?
Was it Steno? Buckus, yeah, Buckus.
Oh.
So, like, what
That's a new one. I haven't heard that. I don't know what that means.
What mentality does that bring, or does he bring to the table?
Well, I think you could see it when he was playing out there. Very passionate. I don't know if you guys saw. I think it was when we handed off to Emmanuel. We scored a touchdown. Like, he's in the end zone, beating on his own helmet and acting all crazy. But I love the passion. That's what we want. We want guys that love this game, that are going to pour everything into it, that are going to maximize their abilities, and I think he's one of those guys.
What about his playing guard? How has that been?
Yeah, I think it's been solid. I think he's a guy that, and he's going to get a lot of time. You'll see him at all the interior spots, at left guard, center, right guard. That's going to be part of his job.
Where are you at in that safety competition?
I think that all those guys are doing a pretty good job. So I think we'll let it play out. I know you guys want to know, like yesterday, but I told you, don't pay attention to those depth charts. They don't mean squat right now.
It is the fact that Javon's gone. I think he's taken the first reps like 5-6 days in a row, but then Evan obviously keeps making the splash plays that idiots like me can notice. So I guess that's kind of a...
You called yourself an idiot, Bill. You shouldn't do that. I don't think you're an idiot.
I appreciate that, but So there's nothing to read in the fact that Javon keeps taking the 1 reps?
I mean, yeah, I think he's in contention, and he's got to keep pushing and keep, putting it out there. And he did a lot of great things in the game, too. The thing that you notice is just the level of physicality he plays with. He's got great instincts, and his versatility. I mean, whether it's safety, nickel, I feel like he's a guy that can do either or.
Matt, do you feel that you have the same level of competition maybe at nickel, or are you locked in there maybe with Nixon?
I think it's all competition. So we'll let it play out, and even like we said earlier, throughout the course of the season, there's going to be competition, and we're trying to get our best players out there, the guys that give us the best chance to win. And there's nothing to say that you can't have multiple groupings as well. And a lot of teams will do that, just depending upon what they want to play. You could have a lot of different bodies in there. Some teams will have a big nickel where they get more of a safety body type in there, and versus their regular nickel, and it's just however it shakes out.
April was telling us you showed the team a couple clips of Grant Dubose blocking in Saturday's game. Where have you seen the growth in that part of his game, and how important is that to make the team as maybe a 6th wide receiver?
Yeah, I think it's big time. That's something that we absolutely emphasize here, whether you're the number 1 receiver or not. All those guys got to block. They understand that, and they've embraced that. And I heard a saying once, no block, no rock. So they all want the rock.
Is Jordan Moran back today or this week?
He'll be limited.
When he does get back fully, do you anticipate giving him any snaps of tackle? Or do you want to just guard right now and just let him?
Potentially. I think everything's up for discussion. Would you like us to put him at tackle?
I'm wondering if you might need to as a potential 3rd tackle, or, whether it's an option,
Spoon, you might be onto something. We'll see.
So, wait, let's go back to what the question was. Are you going to work him at tackle?
We'll see.
Matt, what does the process and the communication look like when you do have a new starter in practice for a day? Like Bill was talking about Javon Bullard getting those reps. Do you talk with the safety coach? Is that your decision, or how does that process work?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to micromanage everything, but certainly there's times when I'll step in and in terms of why are we doing this, or hey, we need to see this guy with the one group or whatever. But I trust our coaches. I think they got a good handle on where things stand right now, and I'm going to let them do what they think until I think differently.